Hey guys, I wanted to talk about things I don't like about retro gaming. Now, obviously I really like retro gaming, I'm really into it. My entire channel is focused on it. Most of the content I do outside of my channel is focused on retro gaming. It's a passion of mine, I really love it. But there are a couple things that I just don't like about having to deal with retro games. The first problem I have with retro gaming is the cords. Here, I got props. Look at this. I hate dealing with cords. I hate having to sit right in front of the TV and the game system to play a game. I would rather be able to sit back on my couch or my futon or whatever, wherever I'm playing, and play my game without having to worry about a cord. You may have seen my NES satellite video already, so you already know that I don't like this aspect about retro games. I wish more retro systems had more options for controllers and, you know, with the wireless capacity and everything. The NES satellite is awesome, and I wish the Super Nintendo had the same thing or something similar. The next thing I really don't like about retro games are passwords. There are two games that I've been really wanting to play, but I've been holding off on it because of the whole password system. Guardian Legend and Faxanadu. Both of these games are really, really cool, and they have awesome premises, the gameplay's great, but the passwords are a pain in the ass to deal with. They're so damn long. The next thing I don't like about retro games are when you go to buy them now, today, you have a risk of getting a lemon. You know, there's been a couple times where I've bought a game and I've cleaned the hell out of it and it still won't work whenever I put it in the system. Or I'll go and pay full fair market price for a game because I've been looking for it for a while and I finally see it. So I pay $30 for a $30 game and I get home, pop it in, and it doesn't save. The last thing that I want to talk about in terms of retro games and things I don't like about retro games is getting the best picture out of the retro gaming experience. Now, you can play emulation, but then you're either confined to a PC, you know, sitting at your desk, or you have to have a separate PC that you hook into your TV. I'd rather play the game on the original console, and I want the most authentic experience possible. But I don't really have the room to have both a giant flat screen TV for my modern games and a decent sized CRT for my retro games. Now, obviously the CRT, a lot of people say that's the way to go with playing retro games because that's what they were made for and that's what they look good on. I agree. I think playing retro games on CRT is awesome. But if I want to save space and I want to get that crisp RGB picture, you know, you have to kind of go the Framemeister route, and Framemeisters are expensive, and a lot of upscalers, either they don't really work all that great, they don't have the options that you'll want, or they're just really freaking expensive, and I don't really want to have to spend that kind of money on an upscaler. I know that Buried on Mars uses a DVR to upscale, and apparently it works pretty good. You can't really tell through the video just because he's got a camera on it. I respect the guy and I trust his opinion, so I'm sure that's probably a good method to go about it, and I might actually try to look into that in the future. But as it stands, if I wanted a Framemeister, that's like $400 out of my pocket, and I don't have that. Plus all the cables for all the different systems that I'd want to run through the Framemeister. If I want to go RGB, you know, that's just expensive. Those are the things I don't like about retro gaming. Obviously, I love retro gaming. I'm really into it. But there might be some things that I didn't mention that irks you whenever you have to play an old console. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Later.